Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Magic Matters podcast. Thank you for joining us on this episode. I am Erica, and I am here with my friend Zach, our first in-person guest, literally ever. Our first guest was virtually, and it was my best friend Kelsey, but now we have this wonderful gem. Can you introduce yourself to our friends?
Yeah, I'm Zach. I'm a photographer here in Orlando, and I'm a theme park weirdo.
We love that. We are the safe theme park space. At least that's what we're trying to create here.
Yeah.
Is a comfy, cozy corner on the internet where we can share the things we love about the theme parks, whether they're super niche or super mainstream. We're here just to have a really good time. And we met through the theme park space, so I'm really happy to have you here. And when Deni and I started this podcast, our first episode we did our top 5 Disney favorites, and we came together and said if we ever have guests on the podcast, we want the first part to be asking them what their top 5 are, because everyone I think views Disney parks differently and finds their favorites in different ways. Like how I was saying, things can get very niche. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to hear your top 5s, and to remind everyone what the top 5s are, it's your favorite resort, favorite restaurant, favorite park, favorite snack, and your favorite holiday to celebrate at the parks. So let's start with your favorite resort.
Favorite resort. So hotel-wise, this is kind of going to be a spoiler towards everything else. Okay. But Hotel Miracosta inside Tokyo DisneySea.
Okay.
It's just, you can literally, from our room that we stayed in, you can see the lagoon. And you wake up watching them practice the lagoon show. And then we were inside DisneySea, and I forgot my camera. And within 10 minutes, I was back to where we were. It's just insane.
Yeah, everything over there looks incredible. The only, similarity I can have is at Disneyland Paris. Because they have their Disneyland hotel that's, right in the park, essentially. You get out of your room and you're in the park. Oh. But nothing as beautiful as seeing the lagoon or anything that.
Yeah, we did not. We did Paris, and we did not stay there because you can do everything in by 5 p.m.
Literally, my mom and I were only there for 2 days. We stayed at, back then, I know it's changed. It was the New York hotel. Because we're a DVC family, so she was able. Yeah, she was able to switch her points around to use them as cash or whatever to get us a room there. And I love their castle park. Mm-hmm. The Studios park, which is now their adventure park or whatever, was very weird when we went. Mm-hmm. But my favorite part of it was the Crushes coaster. I thought that was amazing. But the castle park there is definitely
yeah,
the park.
It's weird.
It's very
very weird. But did you do the Route 66 ride?
No, that wasn't
the backlot tour, but it's cars.
I don't even think that was there. I went 10 years ago.
Well, it used to be their backlot tour, so they still have Catastrophe Canyon.
Okay.
But they've themed it to cars.
That's
so
cute. Instead
of just an oil tanker, it's a Cars oil tanker. So he's alive, and then you watch him die.
That's so scary. That is so morbid.
It was incredible. My wife went on it without knowing anything of what was coming, and you literally just drive around looking at statues of characters from the movie Cars.
That's wild.
Yes.
What I remember vividly there was stepping into the Ratatouille area and how I was really hoping that our area would look like that, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Having the ending in the restaurant is very cool.
Yeah, and we got to eat there.
Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it. Deni ate there too when she went last year. She went to Disneyland Paris. I liked it. I thought it was a really unique way to get off an attraction.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to getting off into a gift shop.
Yeah.
Or here, this Ratatouille, you just get off and you're back outside.
Right.
And I just think that was very innovative to end it that way, because the ride ends with you in the restaurant. And you get off the ride and there's the restaurant.
The rats are cooking.
The rats are cooking.
Yeah.
We love. Talking about food. Mm-hmm. Favorite restaurant.
Okay, but my favorite restaurant isn't because of the food.
Okay.
So it's the pizza place in EPCOT.
Okay.
In the Italy Pavilion.
I know where this is going.
So I ate there for the first time 4 years ago. And we were seated at a table. And from the table you can see there's windows that look out into a private courtyard that is not visible from the outside. And I mean, you know this, but I I saw this
He discovered
statue
it.
of a frog dressed as a pilot. And I was like, that's weird. Why is that there? And then when I went to the bathroom, I saw there's several other statues dressed as different things. So then I called the manager over.
You're like, excuse me.
And I was like, do you know anything about this? And they're like, I've never even noticed it before. So then for like 3 years, I just like thought about it all the time.
That's what keeps you awake at night.
And then I like finally, I'm not a Disney influencer or anything. And I like was like, I'm going to post a TikTok about this. And it was so, I was like, no one's going to see this. This is dumb. And like 50,000 people watched it. And like I had like, everyone was tagging all these like actual influencers. Mm-hmm. And
everyone was very invested in the storyline.
Listen. And so it turns out it's just like a post-war World War II, like bring some whimsy into your life because the trauma of fascism was too much of a burden. So like, I'm glad it's a positive thing and not like a pro-Mussolini thing.
Right.
That was what I was scared of.
Right.
So that's my favorite restaurant. The pizza is good.
It is.
And the water is really good.
Yes. I haven't eaten there in a long time because dairy allergy, but knowing that I was hurting myself every time I ate food, I loved going there. And I do think that the, like, interior of the restaurant is, like, just very cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The big ovens that have, like, a mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool. And I do love whenever they have the pizza window open, which is, like, a rare occasion. But there's a pizza walk-up window.
I've seen it. It's always a crazy line.
Yeah.
When I've ever seen it open, so I've never had it.
Yeah. It's, like, everyone's always like, is it going to be open today? Because you never know.
Right.
But I've never been able to get it from the window. But I do like
But it's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do like, you can be like, oh, well, at least I got pizza from there, even if I couldn't, like, get inside the restaurant. The only way we ate there was because we did, like, an Eat to the Beat, like, dining package.
To see who?
To see Lauren Daigle.
I don't even know who that is.
She's a Christian artist.
Oh, great.
I thought she was really pretty. And so my wife, Light Strong Medium, who, shout out to her for editing all of this and doing an amazing job. We forgot to say that in the beginning, but love you. She used to really, like, love her music, and I got into it, but I didn't view it from, like, the religious perspective, because it was, like, so vague that you could make it about anything. But on the other hand, like, she's from Louisiana, she's gorgeous, and loves wearing friendship bracelets, so I was, like, really on board with the vibes. So we got, like, because of that dining package, we got, like, second row to see her, and it was really cool. Closest I've, like, ever been to an artist to see at, like, EPCOT.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because every year I fight, like, to the death to be able to see the plain white tees. And I go and wear, like, a plain white t-shirt and everything, because I'm so in it. But I always, like, will recommend doing the dining package, and if Via Napoli's on there, to choose that.
I did it without a dining package, and unsurprisingly, not everyone wanted to see Smash Mouth.
You're like, guys.
Smash Mouth in 2024 is weird.
Right. There's so many, like, random artists that come to these concerts, honestly.
Well, I've heard New Found Glory is banned.
Really? I had no idea.
I think one of them cursed.
Oh. Well, who was it? I have to do research. Oh, it was David Archuleta. He performed, I think, during Food and Wine. And he was, like, bigger when I was younger. But he was singing and all this stuff. And he was telling a story about how he was trying to get on Guardians. And they were like, sir, you need a virtual queue. And he's like, I'm here performing for Eat to the Beat. And they're like, we don't know who you are.
They don't care.
And he was like, so I haven't written it yet, but I'll try again tomorrow. And I thought that was so funny. Next, your favorite park.
So my favorite park is Tokyo DisneySea.
Okay, that makes sense.
We've been twice now, and we went the first time. I went in pretty blind. Like, I was just like, I don't want to know anything. I know it's very different. And it is nothing like any park anywhere. It's just like, there, instead of a castle, there's a volcano.
Oh,
but then there's a ride inside the volcano.
Is it like a roller coaster?
It's Test Track.
Okay.
But it's Journey to Center of the Earth. But it's the same track. And then just like they don't really care about Mickey and Minnie there. Like Duffy and Friends is the main attraction. And just like every area is like so well themed. And then the guests are just so much better.
Oh, I bet.
Like everyone is dressed up, and then their Duffy is dressed up to match.
That's so cute.
And then they have spots throughout the park with like a little shelf that folds down, so you could put your Duffy there.
Stop, that's so cute.
And then take photos of your Duffy. It was very sweet.
I love that so much.
I think the only ride that's there, there's two that are there and in other parks, is Toy Story Mania, which has a better building in Japan, and then Soarin', which in Japan has a whole pre-show that links it in with like Society of Explorers and Adventurers.
Okay.
So there's like way more lore. It's not just like, here's Patrick Warburton making some jokes, get on a ride.
Right.
Which I love. Like,
yeah.
I can't get mad at Patrick Warburton, but it's just, it's like whimsical. You know what I mean? Like, and it's literally on the ocean. Like, from the park, you can see the bay.
I looked it up on a map recently, because my mom and I were talking about it, and I was like, oh, it's literally on the water.
Yeah.
Because I don't do a lot of research on it, just because I know I'll never get on that flight. I am too scared to be on a flight that long. Like, I had a full-blown anxiety attack on the way to Paris. So I'm like, why am I going to waste my time looking if I know I'm never going to go? But we were looking on the map because my stepbrother right now is living in Bali. And he was talking about going over there. And so I was like, let me see where it is, like, on the map.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's right there.
Yeah, it's on the water.
On the water.
Yeah.
Which is so different than any of the other Disney parks.
Yeah. Everything about it is different.
Yeah.
Like, truly just, like, it's so special. And, like, getting to show, like, we brought friends the last time, and it was like, they're Disney people, but they did no research, didn't know what they were getting into, and they were just like, oh, like, this is wild. Like, it's truly just unlike any other place. Their nighttime show we saw for the first time last when we went, and it's like not a ton of fireworks, and it's these like floats that like grow and shrink and reveal. Like, I think there's probably 20 characters per float.
Oh wow.
And they just like reveal them intermittently for different scenes. And then also when you're going to the nighttime shows, if you do the virtual queue, you're given like a spot, and then you find your spot on the ground.
Oh, that's so efficient.
And everyone sits.
Oh, we love that. I'd actually be able to see a show for once in my life.
Exactly.
Okay.
Everyone sits. Everyone's super respectful. Like,
this is my petition to start that for Disneyland, because I didn't watch Fantasmic because I was so stressed at the crowd that was already forming that I decided to eat food instead of watching Fantasmic. Because I was like, I can't do this. There needs to be like a system other than having to like buy a dining package to get a guaranteed seat.
Oh, are there seats for their Fantasmic?
So they're not like seats, but like, because it's on like the river,
right.
There's not really like seating, but there's like
saved areas.
Yes, there's like reserved spots.
Okay, so kind of like the castle, like the Magic Kingdom, when you do like a VIP tour.
Yeah, essentially like that. And I think it would do better if it had a virtual queue system like that. Be like, here's your spot.
Yeah, but everything's geared towards the locals.
Yeah,
they don't care about visitors. They only care about the locals.
Yeah,
which is so sick.
I know.
I'm jealous.
That's why I loved being in Disneyland.
Yeah,
it was so peaceful. If you had to give like a piece of advice to someone going out there to Tokyo Sea for the first time, what advice would you give them? People
should plan, but don't watch like ride throughs. Try to go in with enough information to have fun, but also enough room to be surprised by things.
Okay.
Like, there's things that you don't expect. Like, so in Tokyo Disneyland, we have cosmic rays here. In Tokyo Disneyland, they have plasma rays.
Okay.
Which is like, okay, it's like another quick service, whatever. No. Inside plasma rays, if you look above where like all the people are taking orders, there's a giant animatronic named Tony Solaroni. And he's an alien who makes pizza.
Stop, that's incredible.
And I love him.
I was going to ask, is there a Sunny Eclipse?
No, Tony Solaroni is like Sunny Eclipse, like third cousin or something.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's great. So like, yeah, there's a few Tokyo Disney specific like bloggers who release guides and stuff, and
Okay.
it's super helpful. The language barrier is like a non-issue, which is nice.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Because that could be concerning.
Yeah, but in Japan, like in Tokyo in general, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Okay, with that, what's your favorite snack? Which that's like hard.
That's hard. Probably, I don't know if it's still there. Someone told me it's not there anymore, but I refuse to believe it. So in Animal Kingdom, across from Everest, is a stand called Drinkwalla.
Mm-hmm.
They have a double dipped Mickey bar.
Oh, okay.
So they like take a Mickey bar, open the packaging, and then dip it in blue raspberry hard shell. And then like put sprinkles on it.
Okay.
And it's incredible. And I don't know why they don't serve it anywhere else.
Right.
It seems like a no-brainer.
Cool. Right.
They're making $5 extra.
Is that the place that has the soft serve too?
No. That's the truck.
Okay.
It's on the same side as the stadium, whatever that's called.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Where Rivers of Lights.
Yes, where you can go
yeah.
and miss kite tails and be sad it's
yeah,
gone.
Yeah.
And then get your Mickey bar.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
See?
I thought I heard about that briefly during the 50th.
It was a 50th thing.
Yeah.
But it stuck around.
So why would they get rid of it?
Blue raspberry shortage.
Right. Mine is like, because of my food allergy, my snackage has become like so minimal that I'm always just like, it's just Dole Whip. I mean, can get a Dole Whip. But I recently I went to another stand not too far from there that has the seasoned French fries.
Oh yeah.
So good.
But have you had the coconut Dole Whip?
No.
Oh, it's insane. It's so creamy.
I need to try that. There's a new breaking news. There's a new Dole Whip sangria float kind of thing right now happening at Animal Kingdom, and I think I have to try that.
Not for me.
You don't like sangria?
I don't drink.
Oh, facts. I didn't like full hard stop drinking, but it's like an occasional situation.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because this is like so not Disney, very sidetracked. I'm a very competitive person, and when I drink, I feel like not as strong, and so when I go to pure bar class, I feel like I'm the weakest.
Oh, the
link.
next day.
Yeah.
You're not going to pure bar class drunk.
No.
Okay.
The next day, I feel like the weakest link in the class.
I mean,
and I know it's not about that, but the competitive dancer in me is like, no, I have to be the best.
How do you win pure bar?
There is no winning.
But it seems like in your head there is.
There is.
So how do you win?
By trying not to make mistakes. Like, I'll take breaks, because breaks are important. Like, if you can't do, like, the full, like, 30 seconds out of their doing, like, you should take a break. But, like, I don't want to mess up. Like, I'm very, like, about form. If I feel like I'm doing the wrong form, then I feel like I've lost.
I've never done a bar class, so.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But it's a really good time. But besides the point, that's why it kind of, like, took a chill on drinking. But then I saw this sangria float, and I was like, I need to try that. My mom makes the best sangria in the world, and I had this conversation when we were talking about food and wine a couple of months ago, because we got a sangria at the Spain booth, and it was pretty okay, but my mom's is always going to be the best, so I need to put this one to the test now at Animal Kingdom.
You got to get the Publix Dole Whip and bring it home.
And then have my mom's sangria. Yeah. Oh, my mom's coming here in 2 weeks.
There you go.
I might be like, let's try this.
Welcome to visit. Can you make me sangria?
Please, and thank you.
Put you to work.
And it's literally her birthday, and I'm gonna be like,
happy birthday to you. This is how we're celebrating.
Right. But I love that. I now I want to check the Disney app and be like, is this Mickey bar?
I don't think it was ever in the Disney app.
See, they like to hide the good things.
Because there's no mobile ordering there.
True.
Because no one's ever there.
Maybe that's why it disappeared. People just stopped showing up. That's so unfortunate.
Listen.
And then our last little fave. What's your favorite holiday at the parks?
Can I say like holiday specific thing?
Yeah.
Because I don't like Christmas.
Yeah.
Hard stop.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the Merry Menagerie at Animal
amazing.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because I love puppets.
It's really
and it's
cool.
winter. It's not holiday specific.
Yeah.
And they should have every season puppets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would liven up that area so
No-brainer.
much. Yeah.
So I love that. And then last year we did Oogie Boogie Bash. Oogie Boogie Bash.
Okay.
And it was incredible. In California Adventure, an incredible event. Like, everything had no lines. The characters were awesome. Like, the treat trails or whatever, so good. There was a few that are weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a little too old for not Rick and Morty. What's it called? Phineas and Ferb.
I was like, Rick and Morty?
No.
Not Disney.
No. Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that.
Yeah,
so I don't
had,
know
like,
Dr.
the bad guy from...
Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
That guy.
Don't know him. The costume was terrifying.
Yeah.
It was upsetting. But they did have Judge Doom.
Oh,
which is like, that's like one of my favorite movies. So I was like, this is great.
I've always wanted to go to Oogie Boogie Bash.
You got it.
One day. Because I'm kind of getting tired of Not So Scary. And I know that sounds bad, but like it's just been the same thing for so long.
We went once.
That I'm like, we need to change it up a little bit. It's just been...
It's a 0 to me.
Yeah, it's like, I used to be like, I'll pay the money to watch the parade. It's like my favorite parade, but the prices went up and I was like, JK, I take that back.
I'm not a huge parade guy.
See, I am, but it's the dancer in me.
Right.
Like, I love to watch the parade.
Did you do the parade in Paris that we saw was insane?
No, so when we went, here's the thing. We went in 2015 to Disneyland Paris, okay? Everything was closed because they were getting ready for, like, I think it was our 25th anniversary.
Sure.
So, like, Space Mountain closed. All these things refurbed, getting done. So I was like, what are we doing?
You missed out. Their Space Mountain is awesome.
I know. And my mom's been back several times. And she's like, oh, it's just so good. I'm like, yeah, you took me when it was close. But being there,
we gotta get you brave enough to get on an airplane again.
I know.
Or just get you enough medicine.
Right. No, give me like 2 melatonins and maybe I can get through it.
Yeah.
But no, the Merry Menagerie is beautiful. And the performers that do the puppeteering are very proud of what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
I know a few of them, and to them, it's like the favorite part of their year.
Yeah. Is
being able to do that, because it's so different than anything we do throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
Right? It's just such a different thing, and it's a really cool skill to add to your, like, performing resume. But yeah, I think it would look so beautiful in the spring, too.
Yeah, why not? There's
like,
other
all
animals.
The time. Right. There are many animals at the Animal Kingdom that they could... like, put into that. It'd be so cool.
My one complaint is I want to pet the puppets, but I don't want to push a child out of the way.
Sometimes what I do is, like, I'll stand, like, I'll, like, kneel for a while, and I'll just wait, and then the performer will eventually make eye contact with me, and then they'll come to me, and I'm like, okay, hi, puppet.
I did get the penguins' names. I don't remember them, but they were all P names. I remember them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. They're so cute.
They're very good.
I love them.
Little flapping.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the holidays here is Festival of the Holidays. It's my favorite thing to do at these parks. But going to Disneyland during the holidays made me view the holidays at Walt Disney World so differently, because they put a lot of effort into so many cultures, and seeing the Hispanic and Latin culture represented so well in Disneyland for the holidays was mind-blowing for me. And I was like, man, I thought Festival of the Holidays was good because I got like 2 seconds of Hanukkah and I was really happy about it. But then coming to the West Coast and seeing the other part of my culture represented like really well, I was like, all right, we got to do better. Yeah. We got to do better.
Disney really struggles with the whole multicultural.
Right, I know. I'm like, guys, let's get with it. But those are our faves. And if you didn't leave your favorites when Deni and I did ours, please leave your top 5 now. That is your favorite resort, restaurant, park, snack, and holiday to celebrate at the parks. Any of the Disney parks. But now we have the hard-hitting questions that I came up with and wrote on my own with my big brain. My first question, the most important question, how did you become a Disney fan? Like, what brought you into the Disney sphere?
So I grew up in South Florida. So we would come all the time. So I was into it as a kid. Like, I was also a scared child. I was a coward of a child. So I didn't do a lot of the, like, Alien Encounter. Never did it. Horizons. Never did it. I was just afraid. Great Movie Ride ruined scary things for me as a kid because the alien was so scary. But yeah, I grew up loving it. And then the time I crossed from, like, interested to weird about it was when Travel Channel would do all the specials about, like, the creation of Animal Kingdom. And then our 6th grade field trip was to Islands of Adventure the year it opened. Okay. And I showed up. I was on the Islands of Adventure message boards. And this is, like, during construction. People were, like, taking photos with, like, film cameras over the construction walls and like posting what they like thought was. This is before helicopters were flying over the parks and spoiling
drones now.
Yeah. So and then like it had been open for like a couple months, and like I had prepared like a sheet, like a document that
I love this so
all
much.
the kids are like, cool, like we're gonna go ride roller coasters. I'm like, I'll be there, but I also have to go talk to the fountain. I
have a conversation to be had with this fountain.
I have to like, what was it? There was some port of entry thing I was really into.
That's when the spreadsheet making started.
Yeah, this is like when it crossed over from like fan to weird. But then like towards the end of middle school, I got into like going to shows and like being punk. Mm-hmm. And like at that point I was like, you can't do both. And so I kind of like got over it and like was kind of a hater for a while. And then these comedians started a theme park podcast like 2017. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I like this again. And we were living in Boston at the time, so I would consume a lot of Disney content because like we're not there. And then Becca, my wife, surprised me with a trip to Disney World.
Oh.
Like we were supposed to go to my family for Passover. And like she was like, close your eyes. And it was like, here's tickets. We're going now.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I didn't prepare. I'm so nervous. Like, it was great though. We did.
You're like, I don't have a spreadsheet.
She planned very, very well. She enlisted help of friends who are also nerdy about this stuff, and now she's nerdy herself. I've converted her.
I love that. I love that you were able to know that you can be both.
Yeah.
You can both be like punk kid and also love the theme parks.
Yeah. These, you have to just tackle what there's no conscious consumerism under capitalism.
Yeah, literally. That's just how it is. And so that leads to my next question. Like, how did you end up in Orlando? Because we both grew up in South Florida, mm-hmm. and then you left Florida. I left. What brought you back here?
I moved to Boston in 2007 for college, and started shooting weddings in college, and then went full time as I graduated. I was like, oh, I guess I just live here forever.
You're like, this is where I am.
Yeah. And Becca moved up when we were dating long distance for years, and she moved up and we moved in together. And like, she worked at a company based in Cambridge, and I was shooting weddings all over New England. And then during COVID, when her company was like, hey, you could just work remotely forever, we were like, oh, we don't have to live here anymore. Mm-hmm. And like, our family's not there. Like, there was nothing really keeping us there other than friends. And we were just like, well, if we want to stay here, we'd have to move an hour outside of Boston to be able to afford a house we don't even really like. Mm-hmm. Or we could move to like one of the nicest parts of Orlando.
Yeah.
Have friends already here, have the theme parks, and have friends visiting the theme parks. And so it's been 3 years now, I think. And we love it. We really like, there's a theme park podcast. Theme parks are great. Mm-hmm. I can't express enough how great Orlando is. Like, like do a non-theme park day. Come to Winter Park, go around Orlando. There's like incredible diversity, like mm-hmm. incredible food. Like people don't think of that when they think of Orlando, but like even on the Phil Rosenthal's like Netflix show, like he did a real Orlando food episode, and it was just like, here's 10 amazing restaurants that are here.
We have spent time on here talking about East End Market.
Yeah.
Deni loves to go out there, and I like to go out there mm-hmm. as well. I have been getting Deni to go out more into mm-hmm. Orlando, because not her, our wonderful Brian Sunderly loves his 7-mile radius of like the Disney bubble. But we've talked about Winter Garden on here. I love going to Winter Garden. Mm-hmm. I love going into the Winter Park area, even though it's like further for me. But when there's something pulling me that way, I like to go out there. And I do think it's important to have that non-theme park day, whether it's like your rest day or you're going to go out and explore something different.
Yeah.
My mom falls under the category of every time she visits me, she wants it to be a Disney thing. Mm. And I'm like, hey, there's more than just Disney here. And she's coming for her birthday in a few weeks. And I have a whole like Claremont day planned. Like we are going to wine tasting. We're going to go to The View, which is a restaurant that you are on the highest hill in Claremont looking out at everything.
The highest peak. 20 feet above the
20 feet above the ground. And then like show her the areas in Claremont and stuff, and then eventually we're gonna go to Disney Springs at night to give her like
Fair.
taste of
Give her,
Disney.
I've never done anything in Claremont. We bought our car there.
Love Claremont. I love downtown Claremont.
Wow.
Like, it's so cute. It's so, like, it feels small.
Okay.
And I just think when you're there, for me, it feels like I've kind of, like, left Florida a little bit.
Interesting. Sounds like Mount Dora.
Yeah, I want to go there
Mount
so
Dora's
bad. It just makes me, I like parts of Florida that make me feel like I'm not in Florida, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think Winter Park falls in that category.
Yeah.
Like, my family just came up this past weekend, and they, you know, are live in Boca. You know, they're very Boca, and they were just like, oh, I didn't know.
Very Boca.
They're very, yes. It's kind of a miracle. I don't know if that's the word, but that I turned out the way I did. I'm definitely the weirdo of the family.
I feel that.
But yeah, they're just like, oh, it's so nice here. I was like, yeah, we moved here for a reason. Like,
right.
So yeah, I think people would really be surprised when they go north of the airport.
Yeah, no, like it's just go explore. There's so much that Florida has to offer in general, and Central Florida. Even if like we went like an hour 45 west, and we went to Crystal River.
Oh yeah,
and it was beautiful.
Manatees.
Yeah, and you get to kind of see like the real like natural beauty of Florida, and it takes you out of tourist mode. Yeah, you get to be like, wow, like this is what Florida is. Yeah, and I grew up going to the Keys a lot because
Miami,
we're right there. Like, we lived in Broward County. It was a 90-minute drive to get to Isla Mirada. Like, we're going to go to the Keys. And so I grew up being able to see how beautiful the nature is in Florida. And there are so many springs within the Central Florida area, if you go past the airport, that you could really have a beautiful time. There's a place called Rainbow Springs that's really nice, too. It's just, you have to explore.
Yeah. To bring it back to theme parks, though, Gatorland has...
Absolutely not.
has incredible bird watching. It's apparently one of the best bird watching places in the Southeast.
That's great for anyone who loves birds. I am terrified of alligators, and I've lived in Florida my whole life. It's like the one thing that will send me into an immediate panic attack is if I see one.
So we're not going.
No. I refuse. It's like the one place in Orlando I refuse to go to. I went to Gatorland when I was younger, but it was pre the nightmare that turned me into being scared of alligators.
So you're scared of them because of a nightmare you had?
Well, so listen, you went to school in Florida. In the 4th grade, you learned about Florida history. Yeah. And we were given a project of like the alphabet of Florida, and homegirl got the letter A. So mine had to be about an alligator, okay? And then that same year, all we do for our field trips is go to like Billy's Swamp Safari, and we go on this airboat ride, and then this swamp safari. And so in my nightmare, I am standing on a bridge at Billy's Swamp Safari, and all of the alligators are getting out of the water to eat me. And ever since then, I've been like, we're done. I can't see another alligator ever again. So that's where the fear stems from.
But do you know about Jolene?
At Gatorland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jolene is so sweet. She has no upper jaw.
I know. But still. Sometimes I'll go, like, I take my mom to Celebration. That's, like, the closest I can get her out of the Disney bubble sometimes. We went on a walk, and I saw an alligator. I started hyperventilating. My stepdad's like, oh, I thought this was, like, a fake fear. I'm like, no. And he's like, it's a baby. I'm like, it's not a baby. It's 4 foot. That's my height.
So how do you do on the Peter Pan ride?
I don't ride it. Do you know what it is on the safari? When we pass the crocodiles, I close my eyes, I go like this. And I wait till we're past them. Peace and love to them. They deserve to live, right? And have a habitat.
Right, you aren't wishing them extinction.
Right, like, please, live your best life in the Everglades. I just don't want us to have to, like, mingle with each other. We don't need to be, like, friends.
I mean, fortunately, you can go pretty easily and not encounter them.
I don't know, I go to walk around where I live, and there's, like, a little, like, water reservoir lake thing, and sometimes an alligator comes out, and I turn around so quick. That's why I bought a walking pad. Because I'm like, I don't want to make eye contact with this alligator ever again.
That's good.
Away from the alligators, we're going to go back to theme park-ish stuff. What theme park / cruise / Disney photo shoot has been your favorite to be part of? This is me hinting at your wish.
Yeah, so I just, in November, so 2 months ago, I photographed a wedding on the Disney Wish, and it was incredible. The vibes, the Disney Wish is a cool boat, really chill, but when I've never photographed a Disney park wedding, but from what I've heard, they're very specific. You can shoot here, you can shoot in this direction, we want them to stand like this, and it's very controlled. On the Wish, I was like, what are we allowed to do? And they're like, literally whatever. When can we go anywhere? I don't know, whenever. And it was just like, we had free reign of everything.
Awesome.
We were denied access to the kids club.
They're like, you can't come here.
We tried. But we got, like, we were in the Star Wars bar. We were, like, in the atrium. We were on the deck. We were, like, in front of the funnel tunnel, whatever it's called. It was awesome. It was super cool. And they're, like, really chill couple. And they were just super excited to get married. So it was great. That was great. I also had a past groom who plays the shrunken head in Diagon Alley. And we did they got married at Hard Rock Hotel, but we did all their portraits in Diagon Alley.
That's so cool.
And that was really sick.
I love that.
Yeah.
The pictures from the Wish look so cool.
Thank you.
I, like, when you posted them, I'm like, this is insanely amazing.
It was
fun.
And
it's, like, such a cool opportunity. Was that the first time you've been, like, on a Disney cruise ship?
No, we had gone on a specific podcast Disney Wish trip. Okay. And so we'd been on it before. So there was no pressure. And Becca came with me because they're like, we pay for your room. Like, bring Becca. I was like, okay. And then the day I was shooting, she just went to the spa.
Oh, love that.
And then, yeah, really, like, we had no pressure to do anything because we had done it all. Okay. So we really only got off the boat for photos for me taking photos of the couple on Castaway. Okay. We, like, skipped the shows because they're great, but, like, we also were just like, we just want to do nothing. Yeah. And it was great. We watched a movie in the movie theater. Okay. Terrible experience. The seats are the worst movie theater seats I've ever seen.
They don't recline?
They not only don't recline, but they're sloped forward.
Oh.
So I had to sit with, like, my knees up, holding me in my... It was bad. And then Moana 2 was just bad.
Really? I haven't seen it yet.
You're fine.
I haven't seen it yet because I'm scared. Because I love Moana. Yeah. So I get really nervous about that. So you've only been on the Wish?
Yeah. It's the only cruise I've ever been on.
We're going on the Wish for the first time this year.
It's a blast.
We did the Dream in 2022. And I really liked the Dream. But I'm excited to go on the Wish. It looks really nice. Yeah. It's just from looking at your photos, I was like, yeah, that's the ship I want to go on.
It was really cool. I mean, do I wish I could shoot a wedding on the Treasure?
Yes. Oh, yeah. The Treasure.
The Haunted Mansion bar, like, photos in there would be so sick.
Well, and, like, the atrium on the Treasure looks really cool, too. Because the Wish, it's very, like, bright. This on the Treasure looks very moody. Yeah. And, like, lots of jewel tones and a little bit darker. And I like that vibe. Yeah. It looks great. Yeah. Putting it out there. Someone hire me for that. Yes. If you want to get married on the Treasure and you need a photographer, and you need help, you can talk to Zach, and we can also send Light Strong Media out there too for any video needs as well. We're a team. Yeah, we'll put them together and we'll send them out there for you to get them to do the Treasure. Okay, that would be super fun. Now we're gonna get into our favorite topic, EPCOT. Okay. This is our time to shine, okay? As a lot of you know, this is an EPCOT podcast, and Deni and I wholeheartedly believe that we are the head of the EPCOT HOA. Okay. Okay. So if you could add something to EPCOT, what would you add? The biggest thing would be anything that's not IP based. Okay. I wish they had done the Mount Fuji roller coaster. Okay. There was the rumor that was supposed to be there when they were doing it. And I feel like that area is a little bit of a dead zone. And having another thrill ride in Epcot would sell so much better to people who are skeptical and don't, like, get Epcot. My primary interest in Epcot is, like, the boring educational stuff that I love. Same. Like, I have a Living with the Land tattoo. I love that for you. It's literally the fight me best attraction. Yeah. I heard someone say recently, like, there should be less farm and less greenhouse and more dark ride stuff. And that's the most insane take I've ever heard. No, I love the greenhouse. It's the perfect balance. Yeah. It's just vibes. It is. I do think they should bring back the guide, though. Yeah. I've heard of the guide. I think I was really young when we did it with a guide,
Mhm.
but like all of my memories are like from when I was older with no guide. But my favorite thing I've ever done on Living the Land, this is so simple, is that I brought Oreos on the ride with me. And I was just eating and watching all the plants and all the things. And I'm like, wow, this is so peaceful.
Where did you get Oreos?
I just brought Oreos with me.
They're home Oreos.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's like the one cookie that's vegan by accident.
Oh.
So it has no dairy in it. Yeah. So I get to live a happy life with Oreos. So sometimes you just got to bring Oreos with you.
Where do you keep them?
In my bag.
Okay. How many do you bring?
Not a lot. I bring probably like... So I'm horrible when it comes to Oreos. If I'm at home, this is why there aren't Oreos in the house. I have to eat the whole sleeve before I can move on with my life. That's fair. So I only bring like 5 Oreos with me.
For some self-control.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because if not, it's
Game
just
over.
bad. Game over, fair. Honestly. And then if you could take something out of EPCOT, what would you take out of EPCOT?
Easiest answer. Mission space. Yeah. Throw it in the trash.
That's where it belongs.
I've still never been to Space 220.
Okay, well, I think you need to go.
Is it good?
I liked it. Okay. I liked the lounge experience better than the sit-down dining experience.
Right.
Because I do think that the sit-down of it all is just too expensive for looking at a screen.
Yes.
But I do think the lounge is cool. You can get a lot of the food items that are on the menu at the lounge.
Okay. I just want to ride the elevator.
Right. And then at the lounge, they have some pretty good mocktails. They have one that has Pop Rocks in it. That's what I got last time. And then I will screen this to the rooftops. I love their calamari so much. It's so good. I don't know what it is about it. And it's like no dairy is in it, which some places use like buttermilk for their calamari.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's hard to find one that doesn't have milk in it. So I love that. And I'm going to have to sacrifice my time and money to go there now because my top calamari is at Mama Melrose and that is leaving us. So
how many places serve calamari in Disney?
I don't, for right now in my mind 2, but there's probably more.
Well, there's octopus dishes.
Yeah.
At Festival of the Arts.
I ate it.
Was it as good as...
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I like octopus. Yeah. I'm a little skeptical on theme park octopus.
Here's my thing. I've never had octopus with the not the tentacles, but like the suction
when
cups.
When it's like a full baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like there were suction cups on the charred octopus.
Yeah. At
Festival of the Arts. I was very skeptical, but Deni was very proud of me because I overcame my weirdness about it and I ate it and it was really good. But I really think everyone needs to go into Space 220 at least one time.
Okay. And
just sit at the bar or in the lounge and get like an appetizer or something and just take it in. I don't think you need to... Dinner's too expensive there. The prefix menu, it's too much.
Fair.
But the lounge, I live for it.
Okay.
I really do.
But are you willing to sacrifice it?
I think they would still keep it from how much money they put into it, but they would retheme it to be a different space type of attraction.
I don't know if they would.
I don't know.
Now with the Star Cruiser being offices.
Right. With no windows. I feel bad for those Imagineers.
That took me a minute to realize. I was
no sunlight, nothing.
And everyone was like, well, so many offices don't have windows. I go, no, the buildings still have windows.
Right.
Just because you're not near a window.
Doesn't mean there's not one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Mission Space is something I can't ride. Even like, what was it? The baby one's the green side, right?
I won't do it. I don't care.
I can't. I did it one time and I was like, I'm going to vomit. My mom was like, it didn't even move. And I was like, I can't do this. My mom loves to go on the orange side because she is wild. And I'm like, I can't do this. It needs to go. It has to go. That whole, like, Mission Space, and then what was supposed to become the Play Pavilion, but it's just our beautiful golden round building in the back. Something needs to happen.
Yeah.
There. Like, just do something.
I don't know what... There's not even talk. I don't think they even want to.
No, I don't even think that they know what they want to do, but something has to happen. But I'm with you on Mission Space. She's got to go. I thought you were going to go the route of the Frozen ride.
The Frozen ride's fine.
I miss Maelstrom every day. I love Frozen. I really do. I've, thought about getting Frozen tattoos and all this. I love the movies, but Maelstrom was my whole personality as a kid. because Erica, my dad told me, is a Norwegian name for a Norwegian princess, and I really thought, I am not Cuban, nor am I Jewish. I am Norwegian, baby! And so I thought that pavilion was my entire
your, like,
personality
culture?
in my life.
Mm.
Yeah. And so whenever I rode that ride, I'm like, oh, this is so me. And I, like, loved it. And I wanted to move into the little village that was at, like, the unload and everything. And then when it all changed, I got really sad.
I mean, they had to open a Frozen ride.
No, they had to. They had to do it.
But it is the worst version of the Frozen.
It is. Because sometimes the like, projection stuff is just not working for them. So she needs help. But I feel like Epcot's in a better state than it was 2 years ago, at least.
Oh, for sure.
Because all the walls are down, and they finally learned how to use Communicore Hall for Festival of the Arts.
Well, we'll see. They've done one good thing.
Right. I was like, I walked in there and I said, this is how this space should be utilized every single festival. It shouldn't just be an added merchandise location. Yeah. Like, it needs to be an immersive experience. And this Disney on Broadway thing, it's just, like, it's incredible.
We haven't checked it out yet, so we'll
have to walk through it.
It feels like it should be their version of the tribute store.
Yes.
Where it's like a seasonally changing, hyper-themed experience.
Yes.
Sell stuff.
I agree. And then before we end this, I have some questions from the social media. I know that this episode's probably longer than our normal, but it's okay. My sister sent in a question. My actual sister. Okay. She wanted to know what made you interested in photography.
Oh. Long story short is I used to go to, like, punk shows and stuff, and I wanted to be in a band, but I didn't have any musical talent. So I wanted to, like, contribute. So I started bringing, like, my dad's, like, point and shoot camera. And at the time, like, I was the only one taking pictures at shows. And then I got an SLR as my 18th birthday gift.
Oh, wow.
And then it was just like, I truly just, like, fell into it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
And then another question that came in from my best friend, Kelsey. She's like, wants to know what your favorite Disney memory is.
It's a good question. So I think there's a lot. The surprise trip was huge. Like, that whole trip was great. But then I think there was a moment, like, so going to Tokyo DisneySea, didn't get Duffy, didn't understand any of that stuff. But then we were watching one of the shows, and there was, like, a big dude, like 6'2", by himself watching the show with his gelatoni on his lap.
Aww.
And he was making it dance.
Stop.
And I was like, well, I get it now. Like, I was just like, it was, like, so incredible.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and doing this. Where can our friends find you on the internet? Yeah,
everything is just Zac, Z-A-C, X Wolf. I have an easy name to remember, so
we love that.
Instagram, website, TikTok, everything. Yeah.
And I'll link everything in the description. And if you want to hang out with me, you already know it's Healthy Dose of Erica on literally everything. And if you want to keep up with Deni, she is Deni_Sunderly on YouTube and on Instagram. And then another huge shout out to our producer, Lightstrong Media. Thank you so much for doing what you do and making sense of everything we put together. I think we did a really great job. There was nothing that we had to cut out. We like really behaved really well.
I didn't curse.
I know, you did so great. And we had a great conversation. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, put like the little notification button, and please share this with your friends. We're trying to grow our theme park community here at Magic Matters. And with whatever is going on in your life, the world is rough right now. Whatever is going on, just remember that magic matters.